What is up, guys? Here for the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a goal line defense that shuts down the fullback dive, the QB sneak, and the toss from the 4-4 defense. But before we dive into this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the great tutorials that we got headed your way here on the PLAYBOOK.GG YouTube channel. If you guys are looking to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, GridironGamePlans.GG. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. And if you guys are watching this today, Tuesday, March the 23rd, there was a massive AP update in Madden Ultimate Team. The meta is shifting and we have you covered. I released a special fall update on Gridiron Game Plans AP edition to let you guys know what I see happening on the horizon with the meta, especially on defense, now that one step ahead is less of a factor. So definitely head over to Gridiron Game Plans. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. And I will also be updating my spread offensive game plan with 2 more hours of content this week as well. Okay guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We are going to be talking about a defense out of the 4-4 split that you guys can use to shut down goal line run schemes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the 2 most popular runs, which are the fullback dive and also the strong toss right now in there, as well as let's go ahead and put in maybe the QB sneak as well. So we're going to take the field in the goal line, starting off with the fullback dive. And I want to break down a defense that you guys can run strictly on the goal line. This is your 4th and goal, 3rd and goal from the 1 type of defense. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into your coach settings and you're going to set your flats to 0 and your curl flats to 0. This is all going to make sense here very shortly. So you set them both to 0. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come out in the play cover 3 out of the 4-4 split. Now, let's go ahead and put the ball down here on the goal line here, just to kind of mimic a 4th and goal scenario. So from roughly, put it here on the 1-yard line. And what we're going to do is we're going to mimic that 60 jacks out defense. As you guys know, goal line 60 jacks out. The main defense that players run to stop fullback dive involves spreading the defensive line so the defensive tackles end up being head up on the guards. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to crash our defensive line to the outside and we are going to blitz our middle linebackers. So this is going to end up with a very, very similar approach to what the 60 jacks out does. And we're going to take our user, which is this player, and we're going to stand right here over the center, about a yard or 2 behind those players. Now, if you remember, we have our purple zone set to 0. So our outside linebackers that are right here on the edge, they're playing a 0-yard depth. They're going to get out here and try to set that hard edge. And then from there, what we do is we're going to put both of our corners, which are X and A in this defense, into flats, which are also set to 0. So that is our outside run defense here. Now, when it comes to the fullback dive, you're going to see here that this is going to allow you to kind of shoot in through the middle and get these hit sticks on the ball carrier, no matter which side they run to. So let me go ahead and set it up again. It's crash defensive line up, blitz him, and then you're going to control your user, and then you can just hit YYX left, YYA left to put your 0-yard flats on the side. Now, if they want to flip the run to the other side, you're going to be able to fly in through the middle and get the same hit stick with your player. So it's a pretty easy defense. The fullback dive portion of this is literally just crash up, kind of sit right here, and then when that ball's snapped, just fly in through the middle and get your hit stick, right? Pretty easy. Now, obviously, there are other runs that players do like to run. QB sneak is one for sure. And you'll see here that this is probably the one that does give maybe just a little bit of trouble. And you see here, if you kind of get these guys into the gaps like this, you can get them so they blitz inside. But again, here with the QB sneak, your goal here is to try to hit the quarterback and try to cause him to fumble. A lot of players don't trust QB sneak this year because quarterbacks do fumble. I will say that this is probably the run that you need to be most worried about when it comes to trying to stop goal line is somebody that might run QB sneak. Now, the good news is most players that play this game is they typically just rely on the fullback dive and the toss, and we'll get to the toss here in just a moment. But again, QB sneak, if they're running that QB sneak, you could try to get a little bit closer, maybe like right here, see if you could just try to get some contact. A lot of times, if you do touch the quarterback, he will fumble. So, that's kind of a dice roll. That's really the one that you kind of have to be aware of, obviously. Now, with the strong toss, we've got a lot of factors in our advantage here. The fact that we're crashing up, the fact that we've got 0 yards set to our purples, and the fact that we got 0 yards set to our blue zones is going to help with, kind of setting a hard edge. If you suspect that your opponent is running a toss, like you have a pretty good inkling that they're running a toss, it's better to leave your user in a spy or leave them in a zone, because when they blitz, they're going to take that auto step forward, which could be used in all actuality to get to the side of the toss. Now, you will notice that if you move your user, it changes the A gap in which they blitz into. So that can be beneficial for you as well. If you think it's toss right, just kind of offsetting to the right blitzes him. But again, you're going to be able to kind of fly down. You see how we're getting those players that are setting those 0 yard edges. It makes it a lot harder to just scamper to the outside and get in here in this example. Now, obviously, Derrick Henry is a tall task, but you see how both of those 0 yard depths really set that edge for us here on this play. Now, let me show you the difference here when I'm controlling a zone assignment as opposed to a blitzer. So like if I were to blitz him, he did that auto step that I just showed you. So let me show you that here with this setup. So when we go to that toss again, you're allowed immediate control to fly down. And you see how we can really set that edge on the outside. So, obviously Derrick Henry breaks tackles. That's what he does. But, with having both of those zones on the outside set to 0, if you know that toss is coming, it's a really, really good defense to stop toss. I mean, you see here how we're able to get to the outside and contact him. Obviously, Henry, like I said, he falls forward, but that most running backs in this game, especially after the fall forward patch, don't really fall forward anymore. So in general, with this being such a good inside fullback dive defense, it also is a little bit better in terms of how it stops the toss than the other, the goal line defenses that are man-based. Again, you can kind of see here how having these 0 yard zones on the outside, it really sets the edge so they can't scamper outside, and it filters them back inside of the user for some easy tackle and losses here. So again, guys, your setup for this is crash defensive line up, blitz your 2 middle linebackers, and put your outside corners into flats. Your purples and flats are set to 0. If they are running the ball, obviously fullback dive, you're going to be able to kind of fly in and get these hits on the ball carrier with your user really easily. And if they want to run the strong toss, it's a little bit of a cleanup job with your user, but it's nothing too daunting. You can kind of fly in and make these tackles for a loss in the backfield, assuming you don't get arm barred. It's going to take literally Bo Jackson, which most players are going to put Derrick Henry or Bo Jackson at fullback for the falling forward up the middle, and then they're going to have some speedier back. And if you can go ahead and make first contact with them outside on the perimeter, chances are they're not going to fall over you. So again, guys, this is the 4-4. It is a nice little defense. You guys should definitely be checking it out. Again, 0 yards on your purples and your blues. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints about other run schemes that could potentially give this trouble, feel free to chime in below in the comments section. Make sure that you guys subscribe here to the YouTube channel. Check out gridirongameplans.gg. Again, guys, big vault update this week with the AP change. I've got updates to the spread offensive game plan coming out as well. We will be keeping you guys updated as the meta turns. Until next time, guys, this is Zayn. Get in the lab and good luck.